Hello everyone, welcome to our Android app development lecture series. Myself Professor Amol M. Jagtap. Today we are going to study Android context menu with suitable example. Great. So guys, let's move to the Android context menu. Great. So in Android, context menu is like a floating menu. It is also called as a floating menu, and that appears when the user performs a long press or click on the element, and it is useful to implement actions that affects the selected content or context frame. Great. So context menu is also called as floating menu, and it appears when user press long click on the elements such as button, etc. Great. The Android context menu is more like the menu which displayed on right click in Windows or Linux operating systems. Great. It is also called as pop-up menus in other languages and in the Windows and Linux OS. Similarly, context menu works in Android. Great. In Android, context menu offers actions that affects a specific item or context frame in the UI and can provide a context menu for any view. Great. So let's move how to create Android context menu in activity. So the views which we used to show the context menu on long press, we need to register that views using registerForContextMenu and pass that particular view which register for the context menu in our activity. Great guys. So most important method is registerForContextMenu and pass the view, name of the view object name. So that view is registered for the context menu. Great. Also we need to override onCreateContextMenu method in our activity, or you can also override it into fragment. So registerForContextMenu method and onCreateContextMenu method are two methods which we have used while implementing the context menu. So guys, when the registered view receives a long click event, the system calls our onCreateContextMenu method. Great. So in event handling, we know that always we register our view to listener. So when action occurs on that view, then listener listens that an event and performs the particular action. Similarly, here also when we register our view receives a long click event, then that event, that registered view, suppose here a button, that automatically calls onCreateContextMenu method, and inside the onCreateContextMenu we can write our action code. Great guys, hope you understand how it works context menu. Great. So by using onCreateContextMenu method we can create our menu items. Guys, when we click, then we create our menu items, such as here onCreateContextMenu we have to override. For that there is three arguments we have to pass. One is the context menu object, then object of the view on which that view which we have registered for the context menu, and context menu info. Great. So we have to pass these three arguments. So using super.onCreateContextMenu method, we have to call first superclass method of that particular activity, pass menu view as a v and menu info as a context menu info reference. Great. Then you can give any title to that context menu by using setHeaderTitle method. After that, you can add the menu items into particular menu. That is, menu is the object of context menu. Great. So using add method, we have to add menu item, suppose upload, into respective context menu. Great. So menu dot add, and we have to pass 4 different arguments. First 0, that is the row index. Then v dot get id, that is you have to pass which view we have to attach that menu items. So view v is the object of the view which we have registered by using onCreateContextMenu method. So by using registerForContextMenu method, we have to register our view to context view. Great. And automatically when long click event appears on that view, automatically onCreateContextMenu method executes, and we have to write the action in the body of onCreateContextMenu. Great guys. So 0 is the index of the row, 0's third argument 0, that is the index of the column, and v dot get id, it returns which view id, that is v is the object of or instance of a view class. So it gives the view id which is attached to the context menu, and which string we have to display, that is upload, that is the name of the menu item. Great guys. So add the respective menu items into the menu using add method, where 0 row number, 0 column number, and we have to put menu item as a string here. Great. So using this overload add, this method, we have number of overloads are available. So in that we have to choose overload having 4 different arguments. Guys, hope you understand this. Great. So in like that, we have to add number of menu items at the 0th row and 0th index. Great. Guys, hope you understand. So next, move to the next part. So how to handle Android context menu click events. So in Android, we can handle the context menu item click events using the onContextItem selected method. Great. So override public boolean onContextItem selected. When you select one of the item from the context menu, automatically onContextItem selected event occurs, and when this method executes, you can write your custom code here. For the testing purpose, we have to only give the message, that is selected item and which item we have to selected. So using toast.makeText method, we have to display which menu item we have to selected. So onContextItem selected method having only one argument, that is menu item. Great. Guys, hope you understand. So if it is save or something file, new menu item we have to selected, then you have to write your action code or body here as per your requirement. Great guys. So what is the return type of this onContextItem selected method? That is always boolean, because it is an override method. So return true, otherwise it gives you syntactical error guys. So return type is boolean, so return true as a boolean value. Great. Guys, hope you understand. So, move to the next part. So here in onCreate method of mainActivity.java file, what we have to create, suppose we have to register button view to the context menu. So first create the instance of a button by using findViewById method. Then this button we have to register for the context menu using registerForContextMenu method and pass the argument as a button's reference or instance, or it is also called as an object. So we have to pass that reference to the registerForContextMenu method. Great. So we register our button control using registerForContextMenu to show the context menu on the button long click and binding the context menu items using onCreateContextMenu method. Great. Generally, during the launch of our activity, that is onCreateCallback method, we will call Android. This is called by Android framework to get required layout for an activity. Guys, hope you understand. So now it's time for creating our Android context menu using Android Studio. So let's move to the Android Studio. So go to the file menu, close your project, click on the terminate button. Great. Then Android Studio version 4.0.1, we have to choose start a new Android Studio project. Click on it. Then select a project template from the phone and tablet tab. So we have to choose empty activity. Then click on the next button. Give the name to your project. So your project name is Context Menu Demo. Great. So by default we have to choose Java as our language. Then minimum SDK API 15 level, that is Android 4.0.3 ice cream sandwich. Great. And which is run on approximately 100% of devices. So click on the finish button. Now your project is loading in your Android Studio. So wait for some time. In between that we have to revise some points. So by using which method we have to register our view to your context menu. That method name is registerForContextMenu method. Great. Then when you register your view, for example button, to your context menu, then when you click on that button long press, then automatically which method get called? onCreateContextMenu method get called. So write your code action on the onCreateContextMenu. Here we have to create a menus inside the onCreateContextMenu by using menu.add method. Great. And last one, when you choose particular menu item from that context menu, then onContextItemSelected method get called. So guys, hope you understand all this part. Now it's time to write our code. So first go to the activity.xml, then delete hello world text view. Great. Then choose the button from the palette, drag and drop that button on your frame. Great. Then resize the button as per your requirement. Give the constraint, that is constraint parent top and constraint from the parent start. 2 constraint is sufficient. Then there is no error. Great. After that give the message on the button. So context menu, click here. Great. So for context menu, click here. That is message we want to give to that button. So context menu, click here. Then change the ID name. So ID name is button show. So this is the name of the button ID. Guys, hope you understand. If you have any doubts, any query related to this, let me know in chat box or comment window. Great. Let's move. So this is all about activity_main.xml. We have to create one view, that is context menu. Click here, that is the button view. Then go to the main activity.java. Great. So context menu affects the selected content while doing the action on it. It does not support item shortcuts and icons. Guys, note this feature, that is context menu does not support item shortcuts and icons. Great. It is also known as floating menu. Similar to pop-up menus appear in the Windows Linux system when you right click on the windows. Great. So context menu appears when user press long click on the elements here such as button. Now first thing, in onCreate method, what we have to do? First we have to create our reference of button. So button btn is equal to typecast into button. Great. Then which method? Find view by id and pass the id of respective button. So r.id. What is the name? Button show. Great. So this is the button reference variable which refers to the button show in your activity_main. Great. Now when we long click on this button, what we want to show? We want to show context menus. For that, register this view button to the context menu by using which method? Register by using register for context menu and pass the argument. What is the argument we required? View. So what is the view we want to register for this context menu? That is button. Great. So pass button. Great. So this is all about registering the view to the context menu by using register for context menu. Great guys. When you register it and when a user long press on this button object, then automatically onCreateContextMenu method get executed. So override this method by using @ override implements method. So which method we want to implement? We want to implement onCreateContext. So onCreateContextMenu. Great. So we want to override onCreateContextMenu method, where this method requires how many arguments? 3 arguments. One is the menu, that is context menu, then view, then menu info. Great. And what this method returns? This method returns void. Return type is void. So click on OK button. Great. So this method body is visible here. So here first is super on create context menu. So which superclass method is called app compact activity class super on create context menu method get executed. That is this method is called by superclass object of app compact activity. Great guys. Now how many argument we have to pass? One is the menu, that is context menu object, then view, that is which view we want to register, that view which is registered by using registerForContextMenu method, that is a button. Here is a button. Okay, great. And third is the menu info. Great. Now it's time to add the respective menu items into the menu by using add method. So how to add it? Menu dot add. Now which method? There are 5 different overloads are available. 4 different overloads are available. In that we have to choose, yes, this overload. So press tab. Great. So what is the first thing? 0, then view dot get id. Great, comma, column 0, comma, which menu? So we have to write file menu. Great. So this is the file menu item we have to add into the menu. Which menu? Menu is a objects of context menu class. Next, menu dot add. Inside that 0, comma, v dot get id, then column then name of the character sequence, that is the fourth argument, that is the character sequence. Guys, what is the return type of this menu dot add method? Add method returns what? Menu item. Great. So this is the return type of add method. So it returns menu item, that is file. Now which another one? Suppose open. Great. So menu dot add. So what is the return type? Here is the return type of this method. So what is the return type of that add method? Add method returns what? Menu items. Great. So you have to pass first as a 0, comma, v dot get id, that is id of view, where we want to add these menu items when you click long press. Great guys. Then column, and last one is the name of the menu item. So what is the name of the menu item? That is character sequence. So you have to write character sequence or menu item as a save. Great. After that, menu dot add method. So add which 0, comma, v dot what get id dot, comma. Great. And last one, what is the menu item? That is last one is the exit. When you click on this exit, you have to exit from your app. So this is the last menu. Guys, hope you understand it. So what is the add method return type? Add method returns menu item. Great. Then using menu, this is the object of context menu. Using menu dot add method, we have to add these file, open, save, exit menu items to your respective menu, and menu type is context menu. So when you click on the register context menu view, that is here button, then and then only on create context menu method executes, and when it executes, it displays different menu items on the drop down. Great. Similar to pop-up menus in other languages, or when you click right click, that is right click, this is the given menus. Okay, so these are the pop-up menus here in the Windows. Similarly, context menus give on the Android frame. Great, guys. Now when you click on the menu items, file, open, save, exit, so what is the action required? So for that you have to override method. Which method we have to override? On context item selected. So press enter, that is override / implement method. So click on that, then choose which method? On context item, that is menu item selected. So this is the method on context item selected. So what argument we have to pass? We have to pass menu item as an argument. And what is the return type? Return type is boolean. Great, guys. So click on the OK button. Now what is the return type? Boolean. So this method returns always boolean. Great. So when we remove this line return, so what it gives? It gives syntactical error, because if you does not return anything, it means it is a void, but this method returns boolean, so must write boolean value. So here first I write return true. Great. So when you write return true, automatically this syntactical error is removed. Great, guys. Now what we want to, when you select any menu item on that context menu, what we have to give? Message only. Afterwards you can write the code for how to open file, how to save the file, how to exit from your application. So here we have only write toast, call the toast dot make text, and in this method what we have to give? We have to give the message as a selected item. And which item we have to selected? So that is from menu item, that is reference variable is item. So we write here item dot, then you have to give as a item title. So the title is displayed. That means if you select open, then selected item colon open is displayed. So title item dot get title. So when we click on any of these menu items, that reference is copied into item reference variable, and item dot get title gives the title of this respective menu item. Guys, hope you understand. Great. So if you have any doubts or query related to context menu, let me know in chat window or comment in the comment box. Okay, hope you understand. So now it's time to run our application. So click on the run application button and check context menu is work properly or not. Great, guys. So let's wait for some moment. So Gradle building running is in progress, as well as then it installs our app, that is menu context menu demo on the Android Studio Android emulator. Guys, so wait for some time. Before that, again we have revised context menu. So which method is used for registering the view to the particular context menu? That method name is registerForContextMenu method, and pass object view. Great. Then when you click on that registered, guys, here is a context menu, click here, it is a button. So when you click, just click, then onCreateContextMenu method does not called. But when you click long press, then and then only which method is called onCreateContextMenu method get called. And when you these are file, open, save, exit. What is these? These are the menu items in the context menu. So when you click on the file, open, save, exit, then what happens? When you click on the open menu item, so message is popped that selected item is open. Great. So when you click, just click, it does not call the event, that is onCreateContextMenu. For the context menu, we have to long press on the view, that is here view is a button, then and then only these context menu items get opened. And here what is the condition? It does not, context menu item does not support shortcuts and icons. So guys, note that part. Also, context menu affects the selected content while doing action on it. Context menu is also called as what? Floating menu. And context menu appears when user press long click on the element such as view here, a button view here. Great. So when you click on the exit, so what? Selected item is exit. Great. And when you long press and when you click on the save button, which method is called? On context item selected, where item is a menu item. So when you click on the save menu item, automatically which method is called? On context item selected, and that message is popped up, that is selected item is saved. Guys, hope you understand. Great. Here you can give some header title to the menu also. When we click long click, there is no title for this menu items. So just go to your code part and write menu dot set header title. So header title, we have to give some header title for that. So use which method? Set header title. Set header title method returns the context menu. So guys, pass what? Header title. So what is the header title? Context menu. So context menu is what? Header title, not the menu item. So context menu is a header title. Now again run our app and let's check whether it displayed on before the menu items on the context menu or not. Great. So app installation is going on. So wait for some moment to install our app after some making some changes in our code. Great. Installation is finished. So open your app. Now press long click. Now context menu. Great. So context menu. What is context menu? It is a header title for your context menu. When you click on the context menu, nothing is displayed because we have not given any action for the context menu. It is for only display purpose. That is the header title of your menu, that is context menu. When you click on the file, these are menu item, and then when menu item is selected, then which action is going on? Which method is called? On context item selected. This method is called and the message is there, that is selected item. And which item we have selected? So item dot get title, it gives the title of this menu items. Guys, hope you understand. If you have any doubts regarding context menu, let me know. Hope you understand. Great. So thank you for watching my video.